It started over a jelly donut. No, that's my donut. I bought it. It was the last one. Yeah, but I was technically in line before you. Yeah, but then you went to the bathroom because you had to take a dump. Steven, you told her? It's the truth. They argue and argue. They start shoving. Then the donut drops on the floor and somebody steps on it. It's no good. It turned into this big thing. Apparently, the school had began picking sides. Nobody even knows what it's about. So now it's two large groups of people. At the front are the two girls, and they just start brawling. And the kids who aren't involved are just watching, like, dude, this is messed up, we gotta leave. Okay, let's go. Well, as those two try to leave the cafeteria, two plainclothes cops come in. You're not going anywhere. Nobody's going anywhere. But by this point, it was out of control. The large fighting crowd makes its way outside, and now they're fighting in front of the school. Hundreds of kids shouting, fighting, people recording it. The security guard gets knocked over. Ouch! Ouch! Somebody pulls the frickin' fire alarm, and that's when it happens. Like 10 cop cars just storm in. They get out of their car. They're wearing helmets and shields, and that's when all the students realized, oh, we should probably stop. But everyone that was involved in the fighting got into huge trouble. Let's just say for the next week, attendance was very low. It's a Tuesday after school, and this kid's feeling confident in behind the wheel. It's the last week of driver's ed, and his instructor is this cranky old history teacher, just grumpy and correcting everything. Blinker, 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 blinker. I thought we keep going straight. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, you see, the kid who's driving, his hands are barely on the wheel, just like his fingertips touching, just relaxed, you know? You shouldn't do that, you should grip the wheel harder. Why? It's not like it's illegal. I mean, no, but what if a passenger reaches over and grabs the wheel, like this? He then grabs the wheel and yanks it to the right. What are you doing? The car swerves off the road and crunch! Smashes into a tree. The two of them are silent and smoke is coming out of the car. The teacher's jaw drops. Yo, that's on you, bro. The kid passed driver's ed, and that teacher was fired. That makes sense. A woman calls a pizza place. How long for a pizza? Pizzas are going about 30 minutes right now. She says, okay, that's fine. And she places her order. All right, the order is gonna be ready in about half an hour. And then she screams, half an hour? I thought you said 30 minutes. And then she went on to some full-on Karen rage. Screaming so loud, the guy had to pull the phone away from his ear. He tries to clarify. Yes, ma'am, a half hour is 30 minutes. You know that, right? And then, don't be a smart mouth. And she hangs up. And to this day, that pizza place uses that as an example of how to just let it go. She's kind of dumb. This is just dumb. It's an office birthday party, and these two managers are standing in the break room. One is 37 years old, and the other one is 45. They had blown up a bunch of balloons, and they're just sitting on the floor in a pile. And they're confused as to why these balloons aren't floating. I mean, I just don't get it. Right, I mean, we blew them up ourselves. They should be working. Well, this dude then walks into the break room. He says, you guys do know that they need helium to float, right? And the manager, I kid you not, said this. No, that's not it. These are defective, okay? Steven, why don't you go to the store and pick up some new ones? You got it. That is just dumb. This is the dumbest thing ever. At this one store, this mom is shopping with her 7-month-old baby. The baby is just in the stroller wearing a t-shirt with a rocket ship on it and it said NASA. Totally normal. That's when this middle-aged lady behind them goes, excuse me, your baby should not be wearing that shirt. I'm sorry, what? He shouldn't be wearing a NASA shirt. He's clearly not an astronaut. The mom's just looking at her. The baby's in the stroller, literally drooling on his own fist like it's a freaking potato. The woman keeps going. It's just incredibly misleading and disrespectful to real astronauts, so he should not be wearing that shirt. Baby's 7 months old. Ma'am, he also has a t-shirt with dinosaurs on it, and he's not a T-Rex, so. The older lady then gets mad and storms off, and that baby then spit up on himself. Yeah, that's the dumbest argument I've ever heard. She told him to wash the car, and she gave him a bucket and a sponge. You should be all set. All right, I'm on it, Mom. So he goes outside with the bucket and the sponge. He sets the bucket right next to the car. I'm gonna put you right here. Then he goes to the side of the house and grabs the hose. Okay, got the hose. And he begins dragging the hose over to the bucket by the car. All right. But the hose is not long enough. It doesn't reach. Ah, great. So he turns on the water. Fill this bucket up, but how am I gonna do it? Just gonna launch it from here. And he begins spraying the hose and trying to arch it into this water bucket. Come on. But the bucket keeps tipping over. come on. Ugh. Not again! He adjusts his stance, he changes the angle of the hose, he's trying to find the best way to fill this bucket, but this kid didn't realize that he could just take the bucket and bring it to the hose and then bring the bucket back to the car. Like, at no point does that enter his brain. His mom's watching him through the window. I raised an idiot. I mean, yeah, kinda. So this one kid's mom had a rule for whenever he had to stay home sick. If you were too sick for school, you were too sick for anything else. No video games, no phone, only black and white old TV shows, and if I hear you laugh, you're going to school. So he'd be lying on the couch with a fever, literally staring at the ceiling. One of the old TV shows playing did something actually funny and he chuckled. His mom would then chime in with this. Oh, so you're feeling better? Okay, great, get dressed, we're going to school. No, Mom, no, I'm actually sick, okay? I'm sorry, I won't laugh again. That's what I thought. And that's how sick days went in this house. If he did anything that resembled him being happy, that would mean he wasn't sick, and she would freak out. Listen, that's messed up. The kid's gotta rest and recover. Let him enjoy something. Crazy mom. Don't step on the bath mat with wet feet. That was this one household rule, and it made no sense at all. That's literally what a bath mat is for. You shower and you step on it so the floor doesn't get all wet. This kid's parents were crazy. The mom would always say, you have to dry off before you touch the bath mat. And every time somebody would shower, she would stand outside the bathroom like a freaking referee, closely listening, trying to see if anyone's breaking the rule, which I'm not sure how you could hear this happening, but whatever. And these kids were kind of scared of their parents, so they tried not to break the rule. But this actually got pretty dangerous, because these kids got to the point where they didn't want to wait to dry off before they stepped out of the shower, so they just stepped over the bath mat. But they were wet, and they slipped and fell so many times. It didn't. Okay. Stupid bath mat rule. Yeah, doesn't make any sense. You can't open more than one box at a time. That was this mom's rule about cereal. And it didn't matter if there were 5 different cereals in the pantry. If the Frosted Flakes were already open, you had to finish that first before you opened up another one. But I don't want Frosted Flakes today, Mom. Then don't eat cereal, okay? One weekend, his friend was staying over for a sleepover. In the morning, the friend notices all the cereals. Lucky Charms, Cookie Crisp, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, all lined up unopened in the pantry. Bro, you got all the best cereals! I know, but it doesn't matter because we can't have that until we finish the Raisin Bran, so... So they're pouring out these dusty raisin flakes while they're staring at the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which is the best cereal of all time. The thing is, the mom was acting like this was some sort of lesson in discipline, when really that's just absolute torture.